And we have to face the fact that Trump is the most disliked politician in America. We can't win a general election that way. It is time for a new generational conservative leader.
That was established Republican politician and 2024 presidential hopeful Nikki Haley at last week's Republican debate hosted by Fox News. Although her statement drew boos from the crowd, surprisingly, the Messenger's polling in collaboration with Harris X found that 10% of Republicans thought she won the debate, coming in third to Ramaswamy and DeSantis respectively. Similarly, an Emerson College survey showed that she gained the highest increase of support in voter polls compared to any other debate participant after her performance, rising up by 5 percentage points. Although going up to 7% in the polls doesn't look too promising against Trump's roughly 50% support among voters, it does show how Haley's decision to go against the current frontrunner helped get her some needed attention at the debate. But who is Nikki Haley, and how did she end up on this stage among 8 other candidates, all trying to go up against Trump for the 2024 Republican nomination? In the political world, Haley has accomplished a lot in the last decade. She served as South Carolina's first female governor, while also being the youngest governor in the US at the time, winning her election in 2010 and re-election in 2014. Following a mass shooting of 9 members of a historically black church by a white gunman, she oversaw the removal of the Confederate flag from the South Carolina State House during her time in office.
15 years ago, after much contentious debate, South Carolina came together in a bipartisan way to move the flag from atop the Capitol dome. Today, we are here in a moment of unity in our state, without ill will, to say it's time to move the flag from the Capitol grounds.
And as governor, during the early stages of the 2016 election, she was an outwardly anti-Trump figure, supporting Marco Rubio during the primary race.
Donald Trump is everything I taught my children not to do in kindergarten. And I told my 2 little ones to do exactly what Marco Rubio did in the last debate. When a bully hits you, you hit that bully right back.
However, similar to several other prominent anti-Trump Republican politicians of the time, once the outsider candidate found his way to the nomination and eventually won the 2016 election, she began working alongside him instead of against him. Haley accepted Trump's nomination to serve as the UN ambassador for the US and held that position from 2017 to 2018, becoming the first Indian American to serve in a presidential cabinet. In her position in Trump's White House, she dealt with many of his controversial moves in the first half of his term, including this.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
And this.
I am also directing the State Department to begin preparation to move the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
Oh, and this too. But after 2 years in the role, she resigned from her position, leaving the White House and her ambassadorship on December 31st, 2018, with some conservatives seeing her cooperation with Trump as a stain on her career. But this was obviously not the end of her time in politics. From 2019 to 2022, she stayed mostly behind the scenes, running PACs and policy groups and getting elected to Boeing's board of directors. But in 2023, she became Trump's first official competitor for the 2024 Republican nomination by announcing her campaign for the presidency. Since then, she stood out among several of her primary opponents, not only as a younger female candidate, but specifically with her stances on abortion.
We need to stop demonizing this issue. This is talking about the fact that unelected justices didn't need to decide something this personal, because it's personal for every woman and man. Let's find consensus. Can't we all agree that we should ban late-term abortions? And can't we all agree that we are not going to put a woman in jail or give her the death penalty if she gets an abortion?
And also her views on Trump's criminal cases. Although she's still pledged to support Trump if he wins the nomination, even if he is convicted of any of his accused crimes, she feels his court cases will get in the way of a successful presidential bid for 2024. So, what will be the future of Nikki Haley and her campaign? Well, she's in a pretty similar situation to her opponents. None of the GOP candidates have yet been able to meaningfully challenge Trump's lead, with half of Republican primary voters still supporting the former president after 4 criminal indictments and a no-show at the first debate. But gaining 5 percentage points is not an easy thing to do in one night. So, for now, she has placed herself in competition with other potential Trump challengers like DeSantis and Ramaswamy. However, it's also possible that just like in 2016, Haley could again overcome her stated issues with Trump and join his team if he wins the nomination or even the presidency. We'll just have to wait and see.